Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be choosing my monthly TBR for May now. It is now May. I am going to be picking 6 prompts from this jar and that will indicate what I'm going to be reading in May. So let's go for the first one. So this one is Bookcase 2, Shelf 4. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is shelf 4 here. So let's see what I haven't read yet. I've actually read a lot on this shelf. I really want to go for one that technically belongs on this shelf but is actually on my TBR cart, but I also feel like that's sort of cheating, but I'm sad about it because like I would have chosen that one. That one would have been Iris Kelly, but it's not on this actual shelf. It's on my TBR cart, so I guess I won't do that. But I have read most of the stuff on that specific shelf, so I'm thinking either Where Time Stands Still by N.S. Perkins or The Kiss Quotient by Helen Huang. These are both romances. This one is a lot shorter. Like this one is very, very small, and I've heard it's kind of like Wattpaddy but like still fun. Like if I were to go into this one, it would be with sort of like slightly lowered expectations, but like I still obviously want to enjoy myself. But then with this one is like an older romance novel, but it is one that I've been meaning to read for the longest time. I first picked this one up when I didn't really read a lot of romance, and I think I read like 10 pages or something and then just like put it down because I didn't feel like reading it. But I still really want to read this one, and I think this one has a main character that has autism as well, and she is really obsessed with mathematics and she's really good at mathematics as well. She ends up hiring an escort to help her practice kissing, I think, and it just sounds really fun. I think I'm leaning towards this one because this one has been on my TBR the longest out of these two, and like while I'm really tempted with this one, like with how short it is, I've heard so many good things about Helen Huang in general, and I would really love to read like the rest in this sort of series as well. So I think I'm gonna go with this one. So the second prompt is to read a YA fantasy. This gives me, oh, I know what I'm gonna choose again, and it's a book that I didn't get to in my reading in April, and it was on my TBR and I really wanted to read it, but it didn't happen. I'm going to read A Curse for True Love by Stephanie Garber. This is going to cross a series off of my TBR. I have been like wanting to actually get a good start on this book for like a couple of months now, but I've been like trying to focus on like other videos and other books that I really need to read first, and this is the perfect excuse to finally read this one. Oh, I'm so excited. So this is the third and final book in the Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy, which I really thought the first two were lots of fun and I really enjoyed them. So I'm going to finally pick up the third one, which perfect excuse for that. The next one is to read any romance. I have so many options and so much freedom with these picks so far. This is wild. Okay, let's look at my TBR cart first. I could do Iris Kelly Doesn't Date, or I could go for Sweet Hand. Oh, there's so many options. So I'm tossing up between Here for the Right Reasons by Jodie McAllister, because it's like a romance based off of reality TV and I just think I'd really enjoy it. And then I have Sweet Hand by Angie Peltier, and this one I've heard really good things about as well. It is set in a bakery and apparently it's really cute and well written. And then I have Iris Kelly Doesn't Date, which I mentioned before. This is the third and final book in the Bright Falls series, and it is a sapphic rom-com, and I love the first two so much. They are some of my favorite romances. But then your girl has finally read an Abby Jimenez book, and I kind of want to pick up more now because it like destroyed me in the best way possible. I don't know what to go. I'm tossing. I think I've narrowed it down to these two. I want to go for this one because it's been on my TBR for like so long now, but also I really want to read another Abby Jimenez book. I reckon I will love both of these. Like, I don't know what to go for. I'm gonna go for Iris Kelly Doesn't Date, just because it's been on my TBR for ages. It was like one of my most anticipated reads when it came out, and I just like haven't read it, so I'm gonna read that one. So next up is the fourth prompt, which, oh, that's a newer one. I'm really happy about this, but I feel like I've had too much freedom. This one, it just says a free pick, and I don't know whether that's like too much freedom in this video, but also it is the one that I picked up. You know what, I'm just gonna go with that. I just feel really lucky with this TBR. You know what, I'm gonna use this as an excuse to read Abby Jimenez as well. There's so many other books I really want to read and that I've been thinking about, but I want to dive into her work more, so much more now that I've read one of her books, because like it changed my life. So I have to pick Part of Your World. If the next one I get is like Too Much Freedom again, I think I'm gonna repick, because this is getting a little bit ridiculous. Oh, okay, so this one has to have an animal or animals on the cover. No, I thought maybe that had a fish on it, but it is just a tail, so it's probably just a mermaid. Ooh, okay. I really want to read this one as well, and this is like a recent pickup for me, but it's been on my like wish list for ages until kind of semi-recently, and this is The Empress of Salt and Fortune by Nevo. This is a really short like fantasy novella. As you can see, it has a rabbit on the cover, maybe like a boar, and like some sort of bird. So it's got 3 animals on the cover, and this is the perfect pick. It is nice and short. I've been wanting to read it for ages. So this follows a young royal who is sent south for a political marriage, and it also follows a handmaiden named Rabbit who was sold by her parents to the palace, and it is a high fantasy and an indictment of monarchy apparently. And I've heard so many good things about this one, and I'm very excited for it. All right, we have 5 books altogether, so we've got 1 more to choose. That was a really good prompt. I'm really happy with that. Oh my god, I can't actually pick it up. Oh, this one's fun as well. So it starts with the first letter of the current month. So I guess I'm choosing a book that starts with the letter M. So there's My Dark Vanessa. That's an option. Monstrilio. Okay, there are so many that are really great options, even ones that like aren't on my TBR cart, but I am really eager to read Mame by Jessica George. I also really want to read My Dark Vanessa. This has been on my TBR forever. Apparently it is a very dark read though, so I don't know if I want to do this in like until I'm in the right mood for it, because apparently this is very heavy. And then I have Monstrilio. This is like a horror that explores grief, and it is about a little boy who turns into Monstrilio. And then we have Memorial by Brian Washington, which I have heard nothing but good things about. This is probably like my newest addition to my TBR. Oh my god, there's pictures. Wow, okay, this is like a different sort of format than I expected. Oh, this is so hard. I don't think I'm gonna pick My Dark Vanessa, purely because like I think this is gonna be like a mood-based read for me, just because like I know how heavy and like dark this is supposed to be. So I think I'm gonna put that one down. But then I also do really want to read this one as well. I've heard so many good things about this. I think this is like the most struggle I've had with this, because I really want to read Monstrilio as well. Like I think I would really love this. I think I'm going to go with Monstrilio, just because like I am convinced that this is going to be like a 5-star read for me from like the reviews I've read and from like what I've heard about it and like the synopsis, I'm just like really keen to read this. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna go for Monstrilio. So I'm gonna read a little horror this month. Okay, so we have my 6 books that are being added onto my TBR for the month of May. So first off, we have A Curse for True Love by Stephanie Garber. This is the 3rd and final book in the Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy, and it is a YA fantasy. And then we have The Kiss Quotient by Helen Huang. And then we have Iris Kelly Doesn't Date, which is a sapphic romance. This is the 3rd and final book in the Bright Falls trilogy. And the first 2 is Delilah Green Doesn't Care and Astrid Parker Doesn't Fail, which are fantastic. And then I have Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez, which I'm kind of scared of, to be honest, but I'm excited to be obsessed with this author because I feel like I'm going to be, but we'll see. This will be my 2nd book by Abby Jimenez. I have The Empress of Salt and Fortune, which is a fantasy novella. And then I have Monstrilio by Gerardo Samano Cordova. This one is a horror novel and it has a big focus on grief, and apparently it's quite like a quiet horror, if you will. So this is my TBR for the month of May. I am so excited about this. Also, look at these 3 books together. They look so good together, like those 3 there specifically. Let me know down below if you're excited for any of these or what you plan on reading this month as well. If you enjoy my content, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe down below as well. It would really help me out. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic day or night wherever you are, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.